Hello, everybody. Welcome to TOI Digital, your daily guide to all that's happening in Indian cricket. Today's topic on TOI Digital is about Jasprit Bumrah, Beyond the Boundaries, the name of the show. As always, we've got a power pack panel. We've got Dwaipayan Datta joining us from Chennai, Arani Basu joins us from Noida, and we've got
Hey,
Pratyush
Bill.
joining us from Delhi. Thanks a lot, gentlemen, for joining us today. And it's going to be an interesting topic. Jasprit Bumrah, as always. We've had some point, counterpoint, counter view on Jasprit Bumrah and his workload. And we've got Dwaipayan Datta. Let me start off with you. Dwaipayan, a few days ago, we had Sandeep Patil saying, was getting angry about Bumrah's workload management and saying, will physios be part of the selection meeting? And just today, we've got Balwinder Sandhu, another 83 World Cup winner, saying Jasprit Bumrah has had really a big workload to deal with over the last few years. Where do you stand on the whole thing?
I stand where Bumrah stands. He's a like we have just unearthed a piece of diamond by chance, and the India's success, whatever success that we have had in the last 6-7 years, has been centered around Bumrah. If Bumrah is not playing certain games, it is because his body is not permitting. There is absolutely no reason to think that he is bypassing anything. He's not playing this format, that format. IPL, a player in this day and age has to play. It's like club cricket. It is club. From there you get a lot of money. It is important. We are, like when those 2 months of IPL, we discuss nothing but IPL. So IPL is important. So let's not uh, fool ourselves to believe that you can just not play IPL and do whatever you want to. So it doesn't happen like that. If his body is not permitting, then it's not permitting. Whatever he is doing is right. We should absolutely back Bumrah and believe in what he is doing, because whatever he has done very well for India. And with a broken back, he bowled in that Australia series, even in that fourth Test match. In a fifth Test match, when he tried bowling, he had two back injuries. So it's just fine. Like, we should not meddle with Bumrah. That has always been my opinion, and I will stick to that. And these senior old people, as in the senior cricketers who are saying all these things, they do not understand this idea of workload management. It is a newer idea that has come into sport, and it is relevant to every sport. I think they, instead of just unnecessarily criticizing this idea of workload management, they should put in a little more. They should try to read up a little more, see what is happening, how and why, where sport is moving, and make those comments. These are just frivolous comments which make no sense.
Only you were privileged to see Bumrah in action on the recent England tour. He played three test matches, and India did not win any of the three test matches that he played. Uh, you saw him at close quarters at training sessions and all. Where do you sit on this debate?
See, we are at this juncture that we cannot afford to lose Bumrah right now. That's however well we have done. Uh, See, Akashdeep also did not survive all 5 tests. He was down in the last test as well. The second innings, he was struggling to carry himself around the turf, on the turf. That was very difficult for them. Yes, we won those tests where he did not play, but I still feel it was because Akashdeep was fresh at Edgbaston when he played. Akashdeep again at Oval, Prasidh Krishna was fresh. That's why Prasidh Krishna could lend that support to Siraj. With Bumrah, this is a tricky situation. See, Sitanshu Kotak, the batting coach, just before the match, on 2 days before the match, he explained what is workload management. It's not that if Siraj can bowl that many overs, the other bowler has to bowl that many overs. The threshold is different. The spike, this they call it a spike. How much overs can you bowl in a day? At a stretch or at a with high intensity with your best performance and at that, and the average speed may be 140. They're not asking you to take 150 or anything. So if you exceed that, then you are putting pressure on your body. That can be lower or higher for any for every cricketer. So that's how you gauge what is workload management. In Bumrah's case, it's a tricky situation. Is that where the emotion, this outburst of emotion is coming from is that Bumrah is being saved for big matches. That the oval test was very crucial. It was a big match for Indian cricket and all that, and that he was not injured. There was no spike in the workload thing, management thing. That he skipped that. That's where the emotions. That's where you are getting carried away. If he was fit, if he's not injured, why isn't he playing? That is the debate. That this was a big match. Had India lost that match at Manchester, people would not have questioned why Bumrah wasn't playing. Then people would have said that the Indian management has done really well to rest him and that. But again, the point here is India has to look forward. They cannot plan their test pace attack around Bumrah right now. Bumrah is a bonus, is a luxury when he plays. So you have to keep Bumrah out of the planning right now. Whenever he is available, that's a bonus for you. That's a bonus for you. We asked that question to Prasidh Krishna during the test match that how difficult is it for you to plan your series, knowing that Bumrah, it will all depend on which match Bumrah plays or not. So Prasidh said that we are conditioned in that way that Bumrah, when he's available, he's non-negotiable. So I think right now we are getting a bit carried away. Yes, that was a tricky situation leading up to that oval test. And I think he would have skipped the Manchester test, the fourth test, had there not been any injuries to in the team. He would have rested and he would have been fit for the oval test. So that is the how long before can you decide how much cricket he plays? This was decided in March. That is where few people in Indian cricket is perturbed. That how can you plan 3 months in advance? That's the thing that I think this has to be more regularized, so more formalized by proper people. Have a team of people, physios, strength and conditioning coaches, bowling coaches, Bumrah himself, the selectors, captain, coach, everyone together put sit with them across a table and discuss, and then come to a conclusion. There's no point when a match arrives and all of a sudden you're rethinking your decisions.
Pratyush, picking up from what Arani said, uh, we've seen in the past, why the old timers are getting worked up is because I was just seeing some videos. 91, 92 Australia tour, Kapil Dev, Prabhakar, and Srinath played all five test matches, played almost all the four tour games, then played all the 10 World Series Cup games, then played all the eight World Cup games in that 4 month period. And that was it. That was the squad. There was no one day squad, test squad, T20 squad, nothing of that sort. So people are getting like saying that if they could do it then, why can't it happen now? In the on the same vein, I just want to talk about the podcast that Bharat Arun did with KSR a few days ago, where it spoke about Bumrah's workload management. Like Orni said and Dwaipayan said, are people mixing up generations?
मिक्सिंग अप जनरेशन एक्शन हैव टू यू नीड टू कट सम स्लैक टू बुमराह अभी थोड़ा नीड उसका एक्शन भी ऐसा है ना हाइपर एक्सटेंशन है देयर सो मेनी और ऐसा है आई मीन एज आई थिंक डीडी राइटली मेंशन्ड कि ही हैज मल्टीपल सर्जरीज एक वन मोर सर्जरी एंड देन ही इज गॉन फॉर गुड सो तो इंस्टेड ऑफ लाइक उसको का करियर खत्म करने से बेटर है जस्ट वी नीड टू थिंक लाइक कि कैसे उसको प्रोलॉन्ग कर सकते हैं राइट आई मीन दिस विथ नो डिसरिस्पेक्ट 1983 विनर्स एंड ऑल बट हाँ क्रिकेट हैज चेंज्ड अ लॉट एंड रैंडम ज्ञान तो थोड़ा मतलब आई मीन द अमाउंट ऑफ क्रिकेट दे प्ले इट्स इनसेन द ट्रैवल एंड एवरीथिंग 91 का ठीक है खेल रहे हैं सारा अभी इंडिया कितना जीत रही होगी उस टाइम में गॉड नोस बट सिंस द टाइम बुमराह has the number of tests बुमराह has played how much we have won वो भी देखना पड़ेगा ना इम्पैक्ट कैसा है तो अभी मनोज प्रभाकर का एक्शन बुमराह जैसा तो था नहीं ना वैसा पेस था ना वैसा दम लगता था ठीक है वैसा डिसेंट अभी के टाइम में तो बिट्स एंड पीसेस ही होता आई मीन जो भी है, पर हाँ कपिल देव हैज प्लेड बोल्ड, ये सब आई थिंक द कंपैरिजन आई थिंक इट्स लाइक स्टूपिड, अगर मत करो यार. And it's sad like they're getting so much spaces in a leading newspaper also, कि इतना बड़ा कॉलम लिख रहे हो दिस एंड दैट कंपेयरिंग द एब्सोल्युटली दो जनरेशन भी नहीं है, 80s 90s एंड नाउ. यू नीड टू कि थोड़ा सा उसको, मतलब यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड बुमराज एक्शन, बुमराज वर्कलोड, द साइंस जितना आ गया है अभी क्रिकेट में, द नंबर ऑफ गेम्स दे आर प्लेइंग, ऑल थ्री फॉर्मेट. आईपीएल का भी, आईपीएल का ठीक है, आई एग्री विथ व्हाट डीडीएस सेड कि क्लब मैच है, बट हाँ होता है ट्रैवल करना, ये होना, इट्स नॉट दैट इजी. अगर आप 13-14 मैच बैक टू बैक खेल रहे हो एंड वहां पे कोई और है, ओनर कोई और है, पहले आप एक के लिए खेल रहे थे, है तो थिंग्स हैव चेंज. लाइक इट्स लाइक वही है, अभी आप एप्पल एंड ऑरेंजेस को यू आर कंपेयरिंग. सो आई एग्री कि इफ बुमराह, आई एग्री विद व्हाट आरनी भाई हैज आल्सो सेड कि नीड टू लुक बियॉन्ड बुमराह. बट द क्वेश्चन इज वेयर आर अदर फास्ट बॉलर्स, देयर हार्डली एनीवन. एक सिराज का हम दे के दे रहे हैं दैट हाँ 186 ओवर डाल दिया, आई कुड हैव बोल्ड मोर एंड ऑल, बट मतलब है कहाँ जो इतना, जो भरत सिंह, भरत अरुण's time and Ravi Shastri's management, they boosted the fact that we have like insane amount of depth, bowling depth. कहाँ है प्रसिद्ध कृष्णा, can't construct an over, we seen that. I don't know whether Shardul Thakur will play again because we are not touring. आकाशदीप एक टेस्ट के बाद ब्रेक डाउन हो गया. मोहम्मद शमी is still injured. Arshdeep Singh and Harshit Rana, certainly there is मतलब lack of trust. Anshul Kamboj, we मतलब 119-20 यार, मतलब all those hard ball and this ball that ball. So certainly question यही है कि है फास्ट बॉलर है कहाँ, एक है. If he is picking, I mean Akash, sorry, Deep Das Gupta made a very valid point. He should not have said before the series कि he will play only 3 tests. वो थोड़ा cockiness लगा. But apart from that, if he's not 100% fit, he should pick and choose. ठीक है, I mean बड़े प्लेयर्स भी पहले बैट्समैन जब कर रहे थे सीरीज पिक एंड चूज, तब तो किसी ने कुछ नहीं
Prat-
कहा. रोहित एंड विराट यूज टू पिक एंड चूज सो मेनी सीरीज कि ये नहीं खेलना है,
प्रत्युष
वो नहीं खेलना है.
प्रत्युष बट गलत क्या किया अगर बताया नहीं, बताया कि सिर्फ 3 टेस्ट मैच खेलेंगे, ये नहीं बताया ना कौन सा 3 टेस्ट मैच. बेचारे अरनी को स्टोरी करने का मौका मिला ना, कौन सा खेलेगा कौन सा नहीं खेलेगा. आप एक स्टोरी
हाँ
मार
मतलब
रहे हो उसका.
नहीं, फिर वैसे भी तो उस हिसाब से देखो तो स्पेकुलेशन तो और होता, बट उनको पता चल जाता कौन सा खेल रहे हैं कौन सा नहीं खेल रहे हैं,
नहीं पता
इसलिए
चलता ना
थोड़ा
वो.
तो
यार
अरे
आप मतलब
नहीं,
एज एन लाइक.
ही इज गुड ऐसा तो नहीं है. तो
So, Dwaipayan, and I request everybody to ask questions from our subscribers. I'll start taking questions from the subscribers as well over here. Arvind Atrayas, our regular viewer, has a bunch of questions as always. Apart from Cummins and Stark, no bowler is playing 3 tests continuously. How come Bumrah with his awkward action plus 2 surgeries can play all 5 matches? He is unique, so treat him like that. Archer, Wood, England rotate them in every series because of their speed. They can't play all. It's common for all. DD sir, hats off to Stark bowling 145 plus kilometers per hour. No drop in speed plus 70 World Cup wickets. Best fast bowler since 2010. Weapon, your take.
Stark, no, I don't think he's the best fast bowler since 2010. I think Jasprit Bumrah is the best fast bowler of the last 10 years. But and my second best will probably be Pat Cummins. I like Pat Cummins more than Mitchell Stark. Mitchell Stark can be erratic at times. Can be erratic there are times when that ball stops swinging in. That's when he becomes kind of easy meat. I've seen him being taken apart quite a few times here and there, and he has the tendency to be erratic from time to time. So, if you have to choose, well, like if I have to choose, my favorite fast bowler will be in recent times has to be Bumrah. Of all time, probably Malcolm Marshall, but in recent times, it has to be Bumrah and Wasim Akram. Malcolm Marshall and Wasim Akram.
Already a question from Kiran Kumar Sports. A couple of questions. Is it time for Bumrah to walk out of Test cricket? Only concentrate on white ball cricket. And he says because there are two major cricket World Cups coming up in the next 2 years. 26 is T20, 27 is ODI. What's your take?
We're not playing as many test matches anyway. So we are playing just 4 test matches in the home season. and next we are, I think, playing in Sri
Playing four test
Lanka.
matches, two test
Yeah,
matches and two in New Zealand,
yeah.
and then five
So
test matches early 27.
yeah, early 27 at home against Australia, I guess. So
Mhm.
we are just playing what total of 13 test matches across 18 months.
Yeah.
So that is not much of workload, and I think most probably he'll sit out of the West Indies series or the Sri Lanka series, whatever it is. I don't think he has to give up Test cricket right now. It will depend. I think in a couple of years, maybe after this cycle, they'll start talking about it because he will be aging. He will be past 32, 30, he will be 33, 34 by then. And if the pace drops, he will check if it's the if the ball is carrying through like it always did. All of that, all of those factors come in. Then you can still
Chirag,
be a
Ch- Chirag Patel has a point. He says Jasprit doesn't need to play home test against South Africa and West Indies.
No,
Hmm.
I see West Indies. I'm pretty much close to sure that he will not play. But against South Africa, you may need him. They will think
He
about
will
him.
definitely
Uh,
play against South Africa.
yeah, he
World Test
should be
champion.
play.
World Test
Because they
Yeah,
are
champion,
not
yeah.
because they are not going to play on those ranked turners, because there is Keshav Maharaj who can have
yeah.
that Mitchell Santner effect. So they are not
So
going to take that chance. And if you are playing on decent weak pitches, you have to have
Uh,
Bumrah to break open the
you
opposition.
cannot have be depending only on Akashdeep and Siraj at that time because Siraj did not have doesn't have a very good record at home. If you he's not he cannot he does not reverse the ball like and even Umesh Yadav did. So that's the difference. We need Bumrah for these important matches. You pick your opponents. You then you let Bumrah free, and I think the discussion around Bumrah's red ball career should start after the 2020 after this WTC cycle, I think. So I don't think we should talk about his there are very few all format players in the world right now, and if he's available and he can deliver the goods, he should be in. He has he's he's not just an X factor. He delivers every time that he comes. You talked about those test matches that India did not win in England, but he did take a couple of five first, and those were very tough pitches. Lords was very sluggish. The ball was like lobbing into the ball wicketkeeper's gloves. There, so it was very tough conditions there. Bumrah held the bowling attack together. If you we asked Nitish Kumar Reddy during one of the days at Lords, how do you plan when you go into play at a venue like Lords where there is slope and he said we blindly trust Bumrah. He sets the plan. And every hour he comes and discusses this is how we pivot and everything. So that's what he brings to the table. He was a very good captain. He did really well as a captain in Australia. The batting let them down, but as a captain, he was really good. So he has a very sharp mind. So you need all that before you actually move on from Bumrah.
Pratyush, a couple of questions. One from Rahul Ballav is saying, when it's IPL time, does Jasprit Bumrah's workload management go on a long vacation? Because my guy suddenly has the stamina for all 14 matches. Kiran Kumar Sports says BCCI must take a tough decision about Bumrah's IPL participation. IPL is a long tournament. Bumrah will play 14 matches plus playoffs plus final. This is called workload.
काफी इमोशनल सवाल है यार. Bumrah has missed IPL, I think, the entire season. Even in this
Last year,
year, even
half of the
in this
tournament
year,
is gone.
he played hardly 7 or 8 matches. So like ऐसा है नहीं. If he's not given the clearance by the BCCI and NCA, he will not play. अगर उनको उसकी
तो
क्लियरेंस है तो वो खेलेंगे ही ना.
राहुल बल्लभ ये भी कह रहे हैं द लोधा कमीशन एंड विनोद राय बेसिकली invented the VIP pass culture in cricket. That's why Jasprit Bumrah can now say, bro, I will ball when I feel like it, otherwise I'm on Netflix.
Yeah, Chandresh, एक बात मैं I want to say कि Jasprit Bumrah became Jasprit Bumrah because of IPL. What is this
IPL.
like? Why this IPL? I simply do not
Exactly.
understand. Had there been no IPL, there would have been no Jasprit
No,
Bumrah.
Jasprit Bumrah.
So I
I
बोलना है
mean,
तो बोल सकते हैं, but it doesn't make any sense.
Whatever test wicket he took, like John Wright को credit दे दो यार, कहीं ना कहीं कुछ तो देख लिया उसने, and that's why he got picked, right? भाई ये सब बहुत ही मतलब ओवर इंथुजियाज्म होता है कि ये आईपीएल में भी खेलता है। हाँ, वी नो, अरनी भाई कैन लाइक बैक मी ऑन दिस, वी नो फ्यू फास्ट बॉलर जो आईपीएल टू आईपीएल खेलते हैं, नहीं तो वो कुछ ना कुछ इधर उधर लेके चल रहे होते हैं। दिल्ली क्रिकेट में
कौन
बहुत
है?
है।
कौन है, मतलब नाम बता सकते हैं?
एक तो 1983 वर्ल्ड कप विनर के स्टूडेंट है, तो
अच्छा,
तो
okay.
बहुत है ऐसे। But हाँ, like he was also in Indian team, that COVID wala tour, Sri Lanka wala. This
अच्छा.
this really this close to make his debut as a net bowler. He went there. He only plays IPL to IPL and not DPL because वो आ रहा है, टेलीकास्ट हो रहा है। रणजी के टाइम में there must be some निगल, कुछ ना कुछ इधर उधर वो हो जाता है। But हाँ,
Uh, uh, Dwaipayan, a couple of more questions. One from Sports Fan. He says, instead of discussing the stale old topic of Bumrah, we should discuss how to strengthen our depleted pace battery reserves like we had in the past in the form of Bumrah, Shami, Ishan, Siraj, and Umesh. Chirag Patel says, DD Bhai and Orani. My feelings is he will play every match of Asia Cup because he has 1.5 months break proper and he won't play West Indies Test Series. Pakka, please comment on this. First DD Bhai and then Arani.
Yeah, I think he will not. I don't think he will play Oman and UAE. Those two matches he should not play because why waste yourself unnecessarily on that? But Baki eight plus 3, 4, or 5 matches he should play. Yeah, if he is there in the squad and he will play the other 5 games. I think if of course if India makes the final before the third game of the Super Four, then he may not play the last game. That could be an option, but otherwise he should play 5 games. Yeah, that is why he is there, and so there is no reason why he should not be playing 5 games in the Asia Cup and West Indies series. We we probably do not. I have been watching a little bit of West Indies. We will not need West Indies on these pitches to beat them, where we have the spinners, Siraj, etc., whoever is available. So it's fine, and we should have him right there for South Africa. South Africa, both tests he should play. He should play the best 11 for the South Africa series. That's going to be a tough series because I am guessing India will play on good pitches.
What about the question about the next lot of fast bowlers in red ball cricket?
Next generation of fast bowlers. See, the way the Indian structure is, I don't think we do not have the quality of Bumrah maybe because that is once in a generation. But there are bowlers who are coming up. Like we keep seeing in IPL that there are a lot of bowlers who might have played Test cricket had they been uh, in other countries. Like even the guys like a Khalil, etc. Of course, the Indian pace attack is not as deep as their batting. We have to accept that, but it is not as bad as we are thinking it is. We have a pool of 5, 6 bowlers, and we should manage at least. And for now, Bumrah is there for the next 2 years, at least for the important matches. So उतना आगे का भी सोचने का क्या है? किसके पास है बहुत deep? ऑस्ट्रेलिया को देखो ना, बियॉन्ड these three with these four, I would include Boland also. बाकी क्या है? 300, 400 खा रहा है every match.
Okay.
जो उनका नेक्स्ट
Before
स्लॉट है वो इंजर्ड ही है सारा।
इंजर्ड ही
Nancy,
होता है बस, हाँ। क्या व्हाट्स
before I move to Orani,
Hmm.
Chirag Patel has worked out the name that did not take. He says Simranjit Singh is that fast bowler. So he's already
Yeah.
worked out that name. So he follows a
इंजर्ड
lot of
रहता है
cricket.
ना, सिमरजीत
Simarjeet
से,
Singh.
सिमरजीत
Simarjit,
से। वो
Simarjit Singh.
सीएसके में
Okay.
खेलता था
थोड़ा
खेलने
थोड़ा
से
थोड़ा
ज्यादा
निगल होता है उसको।
हाँ,
बहुत ज्यादा निकल जाता है उसका।
I think winter में हो जाता है.
मौसम
आईपीएल
दिल्ली
के
का
टाइम
थोड़ा
पे,
ऐसा होता है ना,
अरे
जोड़ों
यार
दिल्ली
में दर्द
मौसम.
आईपीएल
होता
के
है
टाइम
उसको।
पे ही होता
हाँ,
है उसको,
हाँ,
उसको
वो
जोड़ों में
आईपीएल में
दर्द होता
बैठा
है।
रहता है।
हाँ.
हाँ।
Arani, but you have to answer that question about that was also addressed to you along with Didi Bhai about the fact that he'll play every match in the Asia Cup and then he will not come to play the Test series against West Indies?
See, Asian
Chirag
Cup.
Patel's question.
See, first we need to see what's the schedule is like. If there are 4 5 days gap, I think he may choose to play one game against either of Oman or UAE to just to get into the groove to start the tournament. Because when he came back to the IPL this year at Kotla, I remember he did not have that zip that he normally has, and Karun Nair completely tore him apart. And from the next match, the engine got, he was just warming up. He was so I think he would just get into the use one of those matches to get into the groove. He will be careful, but we have talked about picking and choosing, quote unquote, but there's nothing said about his T20 workload as such. I think he's fine there if you're not playing too many games on the bounce, because if you're playing in UAE, I'm guessing India is playing all their matches in Dubai, most of them. So there's no traveling. There's just a 30-minute bus drive to the stadium. That's it. So that way the load is less. He will be fresh there. And these are T20 games. They will be playing in the evening. It will get pleasant by the evening in Dubai. So there's no harm in playing Bumrah in most of the matches, because we need to think about the 26 T20 World Cup now. So he needs to get going. He may be a genius, but he cannot. He's not a magician that he'll turn up and deliver any given day. So he's aging also. He needs to stay in touch. I remember when we were in Birmingham, and when he used to turn up for the nets, we knew that he will not be playing, but he would Indian team would not commit. But whenever he turned up at the nets, he would bowl, and people would get excited. Is he playing or not? Let me make it very clear: he's not injured. He needs to stay in touch with the game. That's how you have. Every time he picks up the ball, doesn't mean that he's going to play, or he will. He's not someone that he will just play the games, or he will just practice just days before a game that he's playing. He will be playing. So he's not kind of someone that will just turn up on that day and start bowling right on the money. So that's one thing. And about the pace bowling reserves, I had spoken to Paras Mamre and Bharat Arun as well. They said it takes around 5 years to make a create a pool, a strong pool, that there will be five bowlers who will be their first five bowlers, and you rotate amongst them, like what England had managed to make, and what Australia right now have, and India had. So it takes time. The problem here is that there is no dearth of talent here. The problem is that can these bowlers bowl beyond 4 overs, the longer spells? The selectors have been very strict over the last 2 3 years. Khalil Ahmed, for one, had to be pushed into Ranji Trophy cricket. It's a bit unfortunate that Arshdeep was busy playing white ball cricket for India, so he did not get as much red ball game time. That's why he was asked to go to he was allowed to go to play county cricket. So there is emphasis. There is a concern that I know that they are not getting enough bowlers who can bowl 140 plus for an entire day in red ball cricket. So that's a concern, because they don't. When Shami, Bumrah, Ishant, Umesh played, the pace never dropped. There was no breathing space for the opponents there. So right now, Akashdeep is also has broken down twice in two Test match series. So that is a concern. So that is what the selectors and the BCCI is trying to figuring out. They had given red ball fast bowling contracts last year as well, and as much as know, Vaishak has gone nowhere after that. So that's a challenge, because when it comes to the IPL, the Pacers want to conserve themselves during the Ranji Trophy, because they need to be fresh for the IPL. So that is the kind of thing that is the thing that they are working on. right now, but it will take time to create that pool of fast bowlers, a steady pool of fast bowlers. We will always have options, but the problem is that consistency in that attack.
Actually, Chandresh, I will just make one छोटा सा point कि I think India has a अभी जो pace bowling का group है, it's a great support cast, but we are lacking that spearhead. Like
Hmm.
Shami and Bumrah were the two spearheads. वो spearheads अभी नहीं है. That is
See,
the problem, because if you see oval, we have on
mm,
that pitch we need 375 was 575. It should not
mm,
have got that close. India, had Bumrah
mm,
been there, India would have won that Test match by 200 runs. So that
yeah.
India is missing a spearhead. That is the worry.
That is one of the accusations against Siraj as well. It has taken him 5 years. Still, I would say he's bowling good in spells, but he's still not being able to run through teams and carry the bowling attack on his shoulders right now. He's done it pretty much well in this on this tour, but he went in with a lot of expectations. Actually, the selectors, the coaches, they were getting a bit anxious with Siraj that he's always been that third seamer, always bowled like a third seamer. Because when he came in, he had Shami, Bumrah, he was just backing them up. He was struggling to come out of their shadows and lead the attack. He's almost there. The test series at home will define actually where Siraj is, because last year Siraj was way off the mark at home.
Yeah.
He barely looked penetrative last year.
Yeah, one name that I'm hearing a lot in red ball cricket is Eden Apple Tom. I don't know
Yeah.
what he where he'll end up with eventually, but that's one name from Kerala that I've heard a lot. Uh, but Pratyush, coming to you, couple of questions. Kiran Kumar Sports says BCCI brainless decision included Bumrah in Asia Cup. Why Asia Cup? It is not a big tournament, just practice matches before World Cup. And sports fan, as a question, just a curious question, he says, we would have a home leg test from now on. How should we plan pitches so that we can develop pacers for future Sena tours, or we'll continue with our obsession of ranked turner?
ये ऐसा, आई मीन फर्स्ट एशिया कप में यार पाकिस्तान को हराना है ना, दैट इज द पॉइंट राइट। हम क्यों खेल रहे हैं, पाकिस्तान को हराना है अभी। तो वही है बस, हमारा एक ही मकसद है कि अभी पाकिस्तान को हराना है। सेकंड, कमिंग विद द ग्रूमिंग वाला थिंग, I think against West Indies, I think Didi sir has rightly mentioned, it will be rank turner against West Indies. एक पेसर खिलाओ, खत्म करो 3 दिन में खेल। Washington Sundar with all his drift, and Jaddu might end up taking 20 wickets in 2 tests and all. Then against South Africa, it will be different. वो नहीं, they won't take a risk against South Africa with a rank turner. There we might see Bumrah playing one test or both tests, Bumrah and Siraj playing both. And it's just a hunch ऐसा मेरा आ रहा है ना कि वेस्ट इंडीज के खिलाफ मोहम्मद सामी का फेयरवेल सीरीज होगा टेस्ट में, जस्ट लाइक वेयर इट स्टार्टेड एंड ऑल दिस, कि हाँ एक वन टेस्ट खेल के अभी दिस इज इट, लाइक स्टार्टेड एट ईडन राइट, जो सचिन का फेयरवेल सीरीज हुआ था। सो माइट बी लाइक, if he does well in Duleep Trophy, then just give the guy man a farewell series. I think he deserve that. If all the fast bowler, मुझे लगता है batters को मत दो but fast bowlers को दे दो, they deserve it, like हाँ चले जाओ यार।
Okay, we've got a few questions for Dwaipayan, quite popular with the subscribers, Dwaipayan. Chirag Patel says, DD Bhai and Chandresh, honestly, the home test against South Africa and West Indies, he doesn't need to play. Please comment on this and let him play T20. So he's in a different zone altogether. Legend X Gaming says, I think this last WTC cycle for Jadeja, KL, Bumrah, Siraj, can he play because he has fitness? And there's one more question. Chirag Patel again says, Didi, Shami, Siraj, Kuldeep, Washi, Jadeja, home test bowling unit. What's your take? No need of Jasprit. Sorry, World Cup T20 is coming. That is more important. And one bowler won't take 20 wickets. Didi, sir, what's your take?
South Africa ke against, I think we should play Bumrah boss. Like yes, I will be very keen to see how Shami is shaping up in Duleep Trophy. If he is fine, if his body is holding up, then play him. Then why just discard him? If his body is holding, I don't know whether it will happen or not. But if he is fine, then he should be back in the mix.
So, what is the
So
status of Shami? If Either Pratyush or Arani also can chip in.
Arani, I think he'll have more clarity.
He's the NC expert.
Maybe. I think he's still in Moradabad. He's not injured right now. He was not injured even during the IPL. The problem, he was not picked because of form. It was not about if he was not bowling, if he was injured or
No,
anything.
but in England, he would probably not have survived even
Yes, so
two,
yes,
three
it's
days.
because the
Like
Yeah.
form and yes,
body was not.
because
Yeah, his body was
Daniel
not
Vittori
holding
had,
up.
yeah, Daniel Vittori himself when they dropped him from the Hyderabad playing 11, Daniel Vittori also had made that point that his balls were not carrying through to the
Hmm.
wicket keepers.
His
There was
body
not
was.
enough zip.
But then,
That's exactly what the selectors felt that if he can sustain for five, not he would not have played those five test matches, but he would not have been able to sustain the rigors of the that series because uh, even with Ishant Sharma that happened. The balls all of us sudden did not stop carrying to the wicket keeper. That's where that's the major indicator for a fast bowler. If you don't have that skill to that level of skill that Bumrah has, even if the ball is not going through like it used to, you can still walk the batsman out. But with Shami, it was getting very difficult. How much his knee can endure right now, that has to be seen. And he's plus 35, 36, 37 right now, I guess, Shami. So it's going to be very tough for Shami. Let's not get into that, Pratyush. So, so
Yeah,
it will be
Didi
very tough
continue.
for Shami.
Yeah.
Shami, he posts video of bowling some leg breaks in Moradabad. He will be batting and everything, but we have never seen him post bowling at full tilt. Any video where he's bowling at full tilt. So
exactly, like
that's
Shami should have been there in this Buchi Babu where Bengal was
Yeah.
playing. Like ideally, he should have been there. Like if he's kind of his body is right, but he was not there obviously, so he's going straight to the lead. So yeah, yeah, carry on.
There's one
Yeah.
more. Arvind Atreyas has a question. One more question for you, Didi. Where he says, Didi sir, can KL Rahul play 100 Test matches? He's 33 years old and has played 63 Test matches so far.
You mean 37 test matches? 37 more test matches means another 8 years. So not 8 years, not 6 years.
Yeah.
6 years,
5 years,
five,
four or
five
Five
years.
five,
years,
Like,
five,
five,
five.
5 years, I guess.
if you're playing 13 in the next 1.5, yeah, 100 could be a stretch. No, there could be a drop in form. Then you guys will be up in arms, asking for his
Mm.
head all over again. He plays a
Who
couple of
you guys
formats.
means who are you referring
As
to?
I am referring to
Janta
the
Janardhan.
Janta Janardhan. So
But
yeah, so all of there is a 2027 World Cup where he may not have the best World Cup. So we don't know. I'm saying if it's a great World Cup, it's good. So all those things have to be taken. 100 could be a stretch, but he should have played. The talent
Hmm.
that he had when he came in, he was a 100 Test match player. Like it's like it's very tricky why he could not make that reach that mark, because he's immensely talented and incredible quality. Like he's one of those guys who has that old school game to him, and he has that ability to uh, score quickly also when needed, but he can be that stone wall also. So it's a rare quality to have in this day and age, and he makes the runs look pleasing also. So that is the third uh, angle which makes him a very very attractive player.
Arani, there are a couple of questions for you as well. Uh, yeah, there's a question which says Kiran Kumar Sports says all fast bowlers should be rested for the West Indies series. Just spinners are enough for the West Indies series. Arvind Atreya says, Didi sir, don't take West Indies lightly. They have Seals, Shamar Joseph, Gudakesh Moti, and Jomel Warikar.
और
And
बैटिंग कौन है? मुझे
बैटिंग कौन करेगा? विव रिचर्ड्स आके करेगा क्या?
uh, and this name Harsh Dubey is constantly coming up.
The
That
spinner.
he's the next big player.
Hmm.
And oh, Ayush Jindal has sent one more super chat. We must take this, and this is addressed to DD. But first, I'll go to Arani. Arani, what's your take about only spinners should play? No need for.
No, no, that cannot be the case. You have to have uh, one fast bowler at least, I think. Uh, you never know. Ahmedabad has not. The last test that was played in Ahmedabad, that was a very dull draw against Australia, if we remember.
And the
Ahmedabad,
test before that, it was a complete rank turner.
so yeah, what kind of soil they choose to play on? That if actually if the Indian team management decides
That
to play on,
Australia match, Aroni, it was that dull a draw because India chose to play on that track. They
uh,
had already made the WTC finals.
yeah,
That is why.
That does Cameron Green effect also. Cameron Green scored a
They,
beautiful
they,
save.
they chose to
Yeah.
play on that
Uh,
track
yeah.
because you
So
know very well that Ahmedabad has 3-4 tracks and they can choose what
yeah,
they
so
want.
they have tracks with different soil, the red soil and the black soil as well. But if they choose to play on a decent wicket pitch, so they should be playing a fast bowler. I don't think you play with all. I think against Australia in 2001 also, where Zahir Khan was the only bowler when the pitch was turning square for Harbhajan and Nilesh Kulkarni and Sairaj Bahutile were brought in. Ganguly opened the bowling, but he still had Zahir Khan with him. So I think you cannot ignore a fast bowler. You never know what happens. You never know if a partnership gets going, and then you need a change or anything like that. I think there will be a fast bowler playing against West Indies. And the other thing, other issue was Chandesh. What was the other question?
Don't ignore West Indies.
Jomel Warrican.
That's
Jomel Warrican more so because I think whatever I saw a little bit of him during the Pakistan series. They when Pakistan decided to play on rank turners last year, West Indies actually beat Pakistan. Not that it's a big achievement these days, but yeah. But Jomel Warrican was running through the Pakistan batting. So you have to. We did not expect Ejaz Patel to run through us as well. We did not expect Glenn Phillips to take those five
twice in
first
two
and
years.
yeah, twice
Twice in
in two toes.
twice in 2 years.
So
Yeah.
yeah, and we did not expect Glenn Phillips to give up wicket keeping and start taking wickets against India. So I think India need to be a bit careful. It's just that West Indies' batting is really bad. I mean, I'm sorry to say it's if Roston Chase has to bat at number 5 or 6, it says how thin it is the batting department. So India should not have any problems against West Indies, but again, be careful against the pitches because it does not do give any confidence to the batters. The batters are on a high. They have done really well in England. So there's no point in challenging themselves unnecessarily when they play at home. Yes.
Pratyush, couple of Duleep Trophy related question, and I just want to bounce them off you. Crick Freak says, out of topic, but why are Jaddu, Sai, Washi not playing Duleep Trophy? They are test regulars. And Legend X Gaming says, is domestic criteria and superstar culture सिर्फ विराट रोहित के लिए है? पूरे एट ट्रॉफी के प्लेयर भी खेल नहीं रहा है दुलीप ट्रॉफी कुछ नहीं बस गिल खेल रहा है वो भी 100% फिट नहीं है पर वो पार्टी के लिए फिट है
No, no. I mean, test regulars or test cricketers जो खेल के I think they must be carrying some like nickel something or maybe अगर इसका जवाब ऐसा ही दो यार that dictate came just to punish a poor बिहारी boy. हमारे साथ ऐसा ही होता है हर जगह. तो और but again I think they must be carrying something of and all क्योंकि काफी लंबा tour हुआ and then you need fresh guard because West Indies series will start right after the Asia Cup. KL and Jaddu they are. I mean even Washi is only in the standbys, so you need fresh legs for that series. Uh, Virat and Rohit ka, I think Virat and Rohit ka it was a dictate that came they played and फिर हो गया मतलब अभी ठीक है अब क्या वो विजय हजारे खेलेंगे नहीं खेलेंगे व्हाट इज द फ्यूचर आई थिंक अपना अरनी भाई, he is the right guy to answer these kind of questions कि
विजय
क्या
हजारिका, अगर
फिर
अगर ये लोग रिटायर नहीं करते and they're picked
हाँ
for all the ODIs, they
हाँ
are not available for Vijay Hazare. The schedule is such.
yeah,
So they
Cyril is
can
such.
barely make it to one match. So one match of Vijay
हाँ
Hazare doesn't make
So
any
they
sense.
also, but the last match of the South Africa series is on December 19th, and the first match of the New Zealand series is on January 21st. तो वो
हम्म,
एक महीना सब लोग खेलेंगे.
हम्म,
क्या
रणजी डोमेस्टिक.
कहाँ खेलेंगे? तो रणजी ट्रॉफी, so they have retired from the test format.
No,
No,
no, I'm not saying about them. I'm saying about the others. वो एक महीना
again,
गैप है.
आई थिंक
we'll cross the bridge
जो
when we
जो
get there.
या आई थिंक जो बेंच वार्म करेगा और ड्रिंक कैरी कर, अभिमन्यु ईश्वरन खेलेंगे. बाकियों का पता नहीं.
ओके. अभिमन्यु ईश्वरन तो बेचारा हर सीरीज खेलता है, वो इस
हाँ
जनरेशन का पुजारा है. आयुष जिंदल हैज सेंट अ सुपर चैट फॉर यू डीडी. ही स्पेंट 40 rupees, so we must answer his question right now. Didi, are you sure of KL playing 2027 World Cup? I'm not sure. It's a question worth 40 rupees. आपका समय शुरू होता है. आप Your voice is on mute.
Mute, you're on mute.
40 रुपए का सवाल है और आप म्यूट कर रहे हो.
नहीं, he is part of the ODI team. He is India's designated wicketkeeper at the moment in one day cricket. So I don't see a reason why he should not be playing. So even if Rishabh Pant plays, Rishabh Pant will play in that Virat Kohli. There is absolutely no problem in Rishabh Pant and KL Rahul playing together because both are equally good batters. So I think given the way it is now, it will be surprising if KL Rahul does not feature in that ODI World Cup team, unless of course there is a drop in form. We do not know whether there will be 2027 is still 2 years away, and it's happening in October November 2027. So it's still 2 years away. So there is a lot of time. But as of now, if we talk if we are taking today's context into consideration, then there is no reason why he should not be playing.
Aruni, what's your take?
I agree with the DD. So one day cricket is such a format played on such tracks that it's very difficult to lose form. If at the number that he's batting, if all of a sudden the team management feels that he does not have a power game that they're looking for, but that is far fetched right now at this moment. Even with Rishabh Pant around or Tilak Verma around or anybody around, KL Rahul. Well, see, KL Rahul can be your backup opener also. No, once Rohit, if Rohit does not figure in the scheme of things and everything, so KL Rahul has that facet to his game as well. So to lose form, I think you need to open the one day cricket at this moment against the new ball when you can be a bit susceptible. Where he has not been as consistent, means as fluent. He has always maintained a 50 average in one day cricket. So he has not been as fluent as a top order batter in one day cricket and T20 cricket. Like we have seen in the England series, likes to take his time against the new ball. He's that conventional batter. So it's very difficult for KL Rahul to lose his place. Uh, and the number of ODIs that we are playing leading up to the 27 World Cup are very few. And to judge his form, and by that time, if he loses his form, by that time the World Cup would have arrived. Then again, you're again messing with the combination and everything. So you have to. I don't think it will be really surprising if he does not make it to the 27 World Cup. Yeah.
Okay, a final comment to wind up our chat, and it's very interesting comment. Sledging Sports says, अगर आप लोगों को भी 18 करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा मिलेंगे तो आईपीएल के 14 मैच आप लोग क्यों नहीं खेलोगे? अगर आपको भी पैसे मिलते तो आप लोग भी कुछ ना कुछ करके ही जिंदगी में कर ही रहे हो ना अपनी जिंदगी में. ही सेज स्लेजिंग स्पोर्ट्स. आई थिंक इट्स अ परफेक्ट कमेंट, प्रत्युष.
बिल्कुल सर, एब्सोल्युटली. इतना पैसा मिले तो मैं तो 2 बार खेल जाऊं. बट आई मीन उतना टैलेंट भी होना चाहिए, बट हाँ लाइक आई मीन एवरीवन, अभी कोई काम कर रहा है क्रिकेटर का करियर, यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड कि कितना लंबा होता है. सो दे नीड टू अर्न मनी और टू सेटल डाउन इन यूके एंड अदर प्लेसेस. सो भी खेलना तो जरूरी है ना. हाँ.
One more thing, BCCI does not allow Indian players to play in other leagues as well.
Yeah,
So this is the
also.
only league they are playing.
Yeah.
So you have to give it to them.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And there's a question from someone else also. Is Team TOI going to Dubai for the Asia Cup? Is Team TOI going to Asia Cup?
I think someone is
No
going
idea.
from the print. So I'll
Okay.
see.
So yeah, so
Yeah.
there'll be somebody. So and there was a request for some lives around the Duleep Trophy as well. We'll try and do something. It starts tomorrow. It's a big tomorrow, right?
What's it?
Day after, I think.
Day
Yeah.
after.
Day after tomorrow.
Day after.
There's no
Yeah.
preview. That's what it is.
Yeah. So tomorrow is the day for the preview for Duleep Trophy. So it's a big time in Indian domestic cricket, riding high on the wave of the performances on the Test tour of England. That's it for today. It's an emotive topic as always. Indian cricket is full of emotion, and Jasprit Bumrah brings out the best in all of us, like he is on the field. Thanks a lot, gentlemen, for joining us today. Pratyush, Arani, and Dwaipayan. We'll be back again tomorrow with yet another show. To everybody watching, please like, share, subscribe, and comment and be part of the conversation. And please keep sending in your comments regularly. Thanks a lot for watching us. That's it for today. And to the backend team, thank you. We'll see you tomorrow. Till then, goodbye and God bless.